We're at Rachel's office today for the kids' first eye exam, woohoo! So this is gonna be an official eye exam. We've kind of shined lights. We've showed lights into their eyes before, but this will be their first actual eye exam. So let's get started. What are you guys doing? Are you working? It was pretty cute. They were playing with the keyboard and the mouse. What'd you grab?
Tropicamide.
Yes! So we always check pupils before we dilate the kids. We've checked our kids' pupils before, so we're good to dilate.
Yep.
We're gonna use a drop called tropicamide. Should keep them dilated for about 4 hours or so today.
Sometimes longer if they have really light eyes. And then if they get actual cyclopentolate, which we normally use a full cycloplegic drop called cyclopentolate, that can last days if your kid's eyes are really light. So don't be freaked out if they go to the eye doctor and then a few days later it seems like their eyes are still big. And
no need to call us. It's normal. So we're gonna put the drops in while they're breastfeeding?
Yes.
I probably won't film that.
If you're, if you are nursing and you decide to take them in for an infancy exam, nursing can be a really powerful tool that will work to your advantage. So infancy is a program that eye doctors can sign up for to be an infancy provider, and it basically is just that they will provide your baby with their first eye exam within the first year of life for free. So it's a really cool program. I'm an infancy provider. You are, right?
I don't know if I'm actually signed up.
Yeah, you should probably sign up.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I have an infant exam for infancy like maybe once a month. It should be a lot more frequent because there's a lot more infants out there, but we do recommend the first eye exam between 6 months and 1 year of age.
Bear has a mouth. Lyndall's filing. All right, let's get these kids dilated.
Their thumbs are in there. Work like a charm. They hardly even notice the drops went in. The great thing about babies under 1 year old is that their corneas haven't developed their full sensitivity yet. So it's kind of a blessing because if an infant gets like a corneal abrasion, which is super, super painful, they won't feel it like an adult would. They also don't feel the drops sting like adults do, so it really doesn't bother them. It feels, so I get it, like a lot of parents are hesitant about doing the drops because they don't want to like harm their baby. And before I had kids of my own, I'm like, that's ridiculous. It causes them no harm. It just helps us get a really thorough eye exam. Now that I have my own kids, it's like this little hesitation in me to like make them uncomfortable in some way, which it's not making them uncomfortable, but anyway, I get it.
All right, let's go up to the exam room.
Okay.
So one of the things that we need is a good fixation target for the baby. So we'll pull up like a funny or a awesome like song or a YouTube skit.
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol is a good one. Yeah.
Everybody loves Paw Patrol.
I usually just ask the mom or dads like, you know, what's your baby like to watch? Pull that up.
I always say that we're playing Russian roulette with whatever ad pops up. You never know what you're gonna get.
You never know.
On YouTube. Whee! That's fun. Okay, who wants to go first?
That's right.
So a lot of people ask us when you examine a nonverbal patient, such as an infant, or some adults who are nonverbal, how do you know what their prescription is? Yeah. And the answer is we can use a device like this that shines a light in their eyes and then we neutralize the reflex the light sends back with lenses, and that estimates what their prescription is. So it's pretty easy. You really don't need any input from the patient at all. You just need them to cooperate and look, which is sometimes hard. Right, Lyndall?
We did a medical mission trip down to Haiti probably, what, three or 4 years ago?
Okay.
And so this is how we would get our patient's prescription done in Haiti. Because it's really quick, and once you get really good at it, it's really accurate. But it takes a lot of practice.
Oh, for sure.
So we've spent a lot of hours practicing. And it's a technique called retinoscopy. So like what Rachel's doing right now, when she shines the light, she can see the light reflex. It's either going with or against her. So she knows either to add power or take away power to neutralize that reflex. So ideally, you won't see that streak go forward or backwards. It'll just be neutral.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, cock-a-doodle-doo. Good job, baby. Good there. So he is like plus a half.
Perfect.
Well, he's probably going to be nearsighted. There's a pretty large range of what's considered normal for an infant. And it's basically anything farsighted up to a certain amount. Otherwise, if they're nearsighted or if they're perfect at this age, they'll end up being really nearsighted later on. So when I tell patients that their kid's farsighted, I say that's a good thing. That's what I want. Linda, look at me. Junie, June bug. Good job.
So
good job.
The lens inside of the eye actually literally changes shape when you look from a distance object to a near object. It's called accommodation. And when you dilate a patient, that knocks out their ability to accommodate, especially if you use a really strong drop called cyclopentolate.
So she's higher. She's like +3.
So that's good.
Yeah.
That's better.
Good job. Good job. You did so good. And now you want my necklace. Okay.
And when they're this age, they have really strong muscles and really flexible lenses, so they can really change the shape of their lens and see things really close.
So this is it's an indirect ophthalmoscope. So it lets us look at the optic nerve in the retina in the back of the eye.
So the back of the eye is really cool. We can literally see a piece of the brain called the optic nerve. And so what glaucoma is actual nerve damage. So if you go in for a routine eye exam, your doctor will record how your optic nerve looks. And if that changes over time, that could be glaucoma. Also, some other diseases can cause your optic nerve to swell. And so if a patient comes in with complaining of headaches,
good job, Linda. Linda likes it.
a decrease in vision,
good job,
we always want to rule
Junebug.
out any swelling of the optic nerve.
Good job, Junebug. Good job. I know it's bright. Luckily, we have a lot of different tools to get the job done because sometimes some things work and sometimes others work. Right, Kai? Even with adults. This is Kai. She is my scribe. So she comes into the room, the exam room with me, and while I see the patient do all of my stuff, she enters everything into the computer and sometimes reads my mind and puts things in there that I don't say out loud. It's wonderful. Hi, Boo.
So you have to get really close when you're using the direct ophthalmoscope.
He has a retina. You silly. Are you laughing?
What are you doing?
Get out of my way. I'm trying to look at these people. Okay? I'm sorry, buddy. I know, Junie. Here, let me look at your left eye. You're doing so good.
Yeah.
You're a good patient, Lyndall.
Good job.
Good. Good job. This is always awkward when it's a patient of mine on their parent's lap and I'm like, like holding on to the parent's face.
Yeah.
Not really, but it would be helpful.
This is also why I keep a toothbrush and toothpaste in my desk.
Do you want to try?
I mean,
I'll trade you.
alright.
There's basically two parts of the eye exam. There's the glasses part and then the health part. So it's unique as eye doctors. We can bill both vision insurance and medical insurance based on what we're seeing the patient for.
Don't move.
Don't move, 11-month-old baby.
So really, I mean, this exam's all about just ruling out all major stuff. So really, we just need a quick glimpse to be able to say, they're fine, you know, bring them back in
Couple of years.
before kindergarten for sure.
Unless there's any concerns. But yeah, we rule out any opacity that would be blocking the eye from being able to see, like a cataract. We rule out eye cancer. And we rule out big prescriptions or asymmetrical prescriptions that would prevent the eyes from developing normally with the brain.
If you notice Bear, I've said this before on the vlog, children can have eye turns. If it's turned in, it's called an ESO, and if it's out, it's an EXO. But some children are just born with a large nasocanthal fold, like Boo Bear. So it kind of looks like his left eye is turned in a little bit, but it's not. It's just a big prominent fold, which is super common in the Asian community.
So sometimes when you bring a kid to the eye doctor, they'll have a big prescription, but they won't be showing any signs of it at all. Other times they won't be hitting developmental milestones, and other times they'll have an eye turning in or out, and that can be a red flag. That's always a reason to bring them to the eye doctor. But the times that we would actually prescribe glasses at this age are if they're nearsighted, if they're really, really farsighted, like over a +5 or 6, or if they have a really big difference between the two eyes in terms of prescription. because the brain will choose whichever eye is easier to look through, and it'll ignore the other eye and essentially shut it off so that that eye won't develop a good connection with the brain. And the critical period for those connections to the brain are pretty much before age 9. So there's a big window of time that you have to start correcting it, but it would, are you waving? But it would just make them see a lot better and function better with depth perception if you get that corrected earlier. Right, Lyndall? But we don't need glasses right now. No, we don't. You did so good. You did so good. So that's what's involved with an infancy exam. It's pretty straightforward. It doesn't take very long. We usually use eye drops, and that's what you guys can expect.
So a big thank you to our camera holder.
She's like, I don't know what to say. You did great. She was cutting in close for certain angles, and yeah, you're like a.
Say hi, baby. Say no.
You're hired.
Is it bright in here? Let's see. So don't schedule the exam during nap time.
Correct.
What else?
Or when they're hungry if you don't plan on feeding them while they're here.
Yeah.
Actually, it's nice if you schedule it when they are due for a feeding, because doing the whole exam while they're feeding can be really helpful.